Picture this. You pull into your driveway after a long day, only to see your brand new truck halfway up on a tow rig, two sketchy guys pretending to be cops standing guard, and your HOA president watching with a smug little grin. That's exactly the welcome I got one night. But they made one critical error. They picked the wrong homeowner. Because I'm not just any neighbor, I'm an FBI task force officer. When I moved into the neighborhood, I genuinely believed it would be quiet and drama-free. My job as a federal agent requires me to stay on call around the clock. I'm assigned a government-issued, unmarked pickup truck loaded with surveillance and tactical equipment. To most people, it just looks like a clean new truck. Nothing flashy, nothing suspicious. The trouble started almost immediately with Karen, the HOA president. From day one, she acted like I was a problem that needed fixing. Her main obsession? My truck. She insisted it was a commercial vehicle because it didn't have standard plates. According to her, that violated HOA rules. I calmly explained that it was a federally assigned government vehicle and that I had a federal exemption letter to prove it. She waved it off with a condescending smile and said, "Rules are rules." After that, the violations poured in. My grass was supposedly a quarter-inch too tall. My welcome mat wasn't on the approved list. I even got cited over the color of a flower pot. I paid the petty fines just to avoid constant confrontation, but it was obvious she had singled me out. Thankfully, most of my neighbors were decent people. They knew Karen ruled the HOA like a dictator and quietly rooted for me. One neighbor, a retired Army colonel, even joked about helping me plan countermeasures. Things escalated when I bought myself a personal truck, a brand new F-250, fully loaded. It was my pride and joy. I parked in my driveway beside my government vehicle. The very next morning, I received another violation notice. Now she was claiming I had two commercial vehicles parked at my home. I was livid. At the following HOA meeting, I came prepared. I brought my personal vehicle registration, the city's official definition of a commercial vehicle, and my federal exemption paperwork. I laid everything out clearly. My personal truck was registered strictly for personal use. My government truck was federally exempt. The board members, aside from Karen, shifted uncomfortably in their seats. When it came to a vote, they dismissed the violation. I thought that was the end of it. I was wrong. A few weeks later, after finishing a long shift, I turned onto my street around 10 p.m. and saw a tow truck lifting my F-250 off the ground. Karen stood nearby, looking victorious. Next to her were two men wearing cheap security uniforms clearly designed to mimic police attire. Fake badges. Plastic-looking duty belts. The whole thing was embarrassing. I parked, stepped out of my government vehicle, and walked over calmly. "What's happening here?" I asked. Karen squared her shoulders. "We are seizing this vehicle for repeated HOA violations. These officers are here to ensure compliance." One of the fake cops, a tall, nervous-looking kid, stepped forward. "Sir, we're with the County Enforcement Division. We have a court order." "County Enforcement Division? That doesn't exist." I fought back a laugh. "Let me see the court order." He pulled out a wrinkled sheet of paper. It looked like it had been edited on a laptop from 2005. My name was misspelled. The formatting was laughable. I looked at Karen. "You're really doing this?" With a fake document and two costume cops. Her confidence flickered. "They're legitimate officers," she snapped. That's when I decided the show was over. I reached into my jacket, removed my badge and credentials, and held them up. "Federal Bureau of Investigation, Task Force Officer." I said evenly, "You are interfering with a federal officer and attempting to seize property using individuals impersonating law enforcement. That's a felony." The mood changed instantly. The two impersonators turned pale. The tow truck driver immediately began lowering my truck back to the pavement. Karen's smug expression collapsed into panic. I didn't know," she stammered. "They told me." "Save it," I said, already dialing my department. I requested a supervisor and multiple patrol units for a felony in progress, impersonating police officers. I gave the address and kept my eyes on the two fake cops. "Don't move," I warned. They didn't. Within minutes, 3 patrol cars roared into the cul-de-sac with lights flashing. Sergeant Miller, someone I knew well, stepped out of the lead car. He glanced at me, then at the scene. "What's going on?" he asked. I explained everything, pointing out Karen and her hired officers. Miller looked at them, then back at me, shaking his head. The real officers quickly placed the impersonators in handcuffs. They folded immediately, admitting they worked for a questionable private security company Karen had hired. She'd paid them extra to dress up like cops to intimidate me into compliance. The tow truck driver gave a statement, insisting he had no idea about the fake police act. He was released. Then Sergeant Miller turned to Karen. She looked like she wanted to disappear. "Ma'am," he said, "you're potentially facing conspiracy charges, filing a false report, and more. This is serious." She broke down, rambling about bylaws and neighborhood order. No one was sympathetic. The fallout was swift. The impersonators were charged with felonies. The shady security company lost its license after an investigation. The HOA board held an emergency meeting. Faced with police reports and multiple neighbor witnesses, they removed Karen as president and issued a formal written apology to me. But I wasn't finished. I hired an attorney and filed a civil lawsuit against Karen and her now-defunct security company for harassment, attempted illegal seizure, and emotional distress. The evidence was overwhelming. Her lawyer quickly pushed for settlement. The payout was significant, enough to cover my F-250 in full, and then some. The retired Army colonel down the street became the new HOA president. His first order of business was rewriting the bylaws. The vague, weaponized rules Karen used to bully residents were eliminated. Peace finally returned to the neighborhood. Now both of my trucks sit in my driveway without a single warning letter. Sometimes, when I'm out washing them, I notice Karen peeking through her blinds. She never looks me in the eye. So what's the takeaway? Don't pick fights just because you think you can. You never really know who you're dealing with. And if you're going to hire fake cops, at least make sure they don't look like they just left a Halloween party. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.